But getting to Anthony Davis, man, let's talk about what's going on with AD and the Lakers, man. Yesterday it was reported that Anthony Davis, he was cleared by team doctors to begin full contact workouts, which is an actual crucial step in his return back. Now they are actually saying that Anthony Davis could possibly return to the Lakers lineup sometime in between this road trip that they have coming up. Their next 7 games, the first game is at home, which is tonight versus Indy. But the Lakers are about to go to the East Side for a 6-game road trip, including Brooklyn, Orlando. Um, what other teams did they had to play? Philly, Miami, a couple of teams on the East that the Lakers are going to have to play on the 6-game road trip. Now, speculations are that Anthony Davis will make his return sometime in the middle of that. Now, also talks within that road trip, the biggest conversation, at least today, has been, will Frank Vogel even survive this road trip? Because I had my brother Good Seven on yesterday. We talked about Frank Vogel and his status as a coach with the Lakers. And Good Seven said that if the Lakers do not pull off the win tonight versus Indy and start the road trip off with a loss against Orlando, Frank Vogel might be done after the first game of the road trip. And I agree with him 100%. I don't see any type of scenario that Frank Vogel can lose the game tonight and they lose the first game on the road against the Orlando Magic and Frank Vogel still keeps his job. I think it's just irrelevant. It's just a timetable matter as far as when he's going to be gone. Now, the only downside to this whole situation is that the assistant coach, David Fizdale, when Frank Vogel wasn't in coaching, I think Fizdale this year substituting for Frank was like 1 for 4, 1 for 5 as far as a record. So not that great production on that end. The Lakers, I think, are playing a little bit better overall, less turnovers, LeBron in his bag, but they still up and down like a roller coaster. So Anthony Davis, he underwent an evaluation Monday with team doctors, determining that recent tests has showed no damage. He hasn't played a game since he had sprained his lead ligament back in December the 17th in that loss to the Timberwolves. According to people with knowledge of the situations, there's big-time optimism that AD could return during this team's 6-game road trip. I wouldn't rush AD back. I really would not rush AD back. If I'm going to see Anthony Davis play, it would probably need to be at the end of this road trip at all. Because the biggest team that they're going to face, or one of the biggest teams that they're going to face, is going to be KD and the Brooklyn Nets. Well, no KD because KD is out. So you're going to be playing the Brooklyn Nets without Kevin Durant. And if it's in the Barclays Center, you more than likely not going to have Kyrie on the floor. So I would not risk Anthony Davis coming back to play some of these games, because if you can't beat Brooklyn without Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, you need to go back to the drawing board anyway. That's another scenario that I could see Frank Vogel not surviving as a coach. You throw Philly in there, you throw Miami in there, some good ball clubs, deep ball clubs. But the Lakers are going to have to show some conviction. And Frank Vogel to me, it's a little bit too late. But the decision that he made to sit Russell Westbrook down in the fourth quarter of the win versus Utah, those are the types of moves and decisions that Frank Vogel is going to have to make. Putting LeBron James at the 5 is only going to last you but for so long, especially when you got your second best player not playing. So we're going to see how this thing actually plays out. I don't know. His knee didn't respond well with the bruise initially, but they're saying that, within this next week or two, we could see Anthony Davis back on the basketball court. In 27 games this season, Anthony Davis has only averaged 23.3 points a game, just under 10 rebounds. The Lakers are 6-8 since he suffered from that sprained ligament, not counting the loss in Minnesota the night that it actually happened. So even when Anthony Davis was on the court, we wasn't getting the same AD that we're accustomed to. We damn sure didn't get that AD from 2020. So we're going to see how this thing play out at the end of the day. Again, there's just so many elements that's going on with the Los Angeles Lakers right now in this big time road trip. When you look at it, when the Lakers return back to Los Angeles from this road trip, they could have a new coach and AD back, or they could have a new coach and still no AD. Now, how Russell Westbrook and the rest of the gang, how they're going to play throughout this road trip, going to be very interesting. It's going to be key. I don't think the Lakers can survive anything long term without having LeBron, AD on the floor. With or without Russell Westbrook, you don't have a chance in hell if you're in the purple and gold of winning any type of real hardware or even going to the playoffs if you cannot get Anthony Davis and LeBron on the court at the same time, with Anthony Davis stepping his game up a little bit more. LeBron is in his 19th year. LeBron out there looking like an MVP. Kudos to that. But the driver's seat should belong to Anthony Davis. And ever since last year, I have not seen that conviction. I have not seen that vibe from AD. So I don't know if Anthony Davis is satisfied with being a champion already, if he's just truly injured and he's still trying to get himself together. But when he did play, I just was not sold on the production and what we were receiving. So you guys let me know what y'all think about Anthony Davis returning to the Lakers sometime within this road trip. I would not force it. Like I said, if I was the Lakers, more than likely, I would just leave it alone, let him come back once they get back home, and then, work their way towards the All-Star break. Salute to my brother Atlanta since 82, man. Happy New Year, man. It's been a minute since I done chopped it up with y'all, man. Happy New Year to you and the family. Just coming through, man, letting y'all know it looks like Anthony Davis could be returning to the Lakers sometime within the next week, the timetable looking like. But again, if the Lakers start off slow with this road trip, or if they get blown out, because the reports were yesterday that Frank Vogel is on a day-by-day type of situation. So all it's going to take is one blowout. And I think that the damage will be done and Frank Vogel will be out of a job. So these next 5 to 7 days are going to be so crucial when it comes to the future of the Los Angeles Lakers. And we're going to have to figure out, what's going to be next. Because like I said, more than likely, if they get rid of Frank Vogel, the next man up is going to be David Fizdale, the assistant coach of the Lakers. But when he was coaching in substitution for Frank this year, he went 1-4, 1-5. So not a lot to be looking forward to, but this is about to be clutch time going into the All-Star break of this NBA season. In other news in the NBA, we're going to stay with the LA squad, but we're going to go across the hall to Paul George and the Clippers. So the Clippers are actually extending Paul George's period of rest for the torn collateral ligament that he has in his right elbow a couple more weeks, according to sources at ESPN. Now, PG has not played a game since scoring that 17 points in that win versus the Sacramento Kings on the 22nd of December. He had initially suffered the sprained elbow against the Blazers back in December the 6th. He rested in rehab for a couple weeks. He missed 5 games. He came back and, kind of got messed up again. The MRI and the Clippers revealed on Christmas Day that he had that torn UCL in his shooting elbow. The initial timetable for Paul George would need to be 3 to 4 weeks before being evaluated or reevaluated. The Clippers right now sitting at 17-15 when Paul George last played. Without their star guard, the Clippers have gone 5-8 ever since. Very surprised about the production and the lack of success that the Clippers and the Lakers are having. Let's be honest. We would have definitely thought that both of those teams will be playing well over 500 basketball. Maybe not so much the Clippers because Kawhi's been done for the year. But I don't think we anticipated Kawhi to not get any bump. Now we got Paul George. They're giving him extra time to, rest up. So I don't know if the Clippers are really throwing in the towel early. They still got a shot, of course, for the playoffs or the play-in tournament. Same thing with the Lakers. I don't think these guys are waving the white flag, but it does seem to me a little bit that the Clippers are not pressed to make any run because I think they know in reality, without Kawhi on the floor, they stand no chance. Even with a healthy Kawhi and a healthy Paul George, I still think the Clippers will be missing a piece. If those guys were healthy, I would say Dame Lillard could try his hand and go play with those guys for at least a year. But now that Kawhi's not coming back, now that they're giving Paul George a couple more weeks to get himself together, it's pretty much apparent that the Clippers are going to just have to rock out with what they have throughout the rest of the season. As far as the Lakers go, I don't really know if the Lakers are going to be able to pull any type of magical trades or anything like that, just for the simple fact there's nothing really available out there that they can afford. Yes, you got Ben Simmons. Yes, you got, Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox and some of these other guys. But at the end of the day, what does the Lakers have to offer? People don't want Russ. THT, who was untouchable at first, he's struggling. Dwight Howard, not getting any play. Yeah, it was known that Kawhi wasn't going to start the season, but I don't think a lot of people anticipated him to be out for the entire season this year. I thought at least that he would be maybe down until the All-Star break and then be ready to rock. But it doesn't seem like Kawhi Leonard is going to be playing at all this season. And Paul George, they're shutting him down for a little while. So this Clippers thing could be over as we speak. Only time will tell. The Lakers, again, like you said, they have nothing to offer in return. So really, they're going to have to deal with what they have. These guys are just going to have to play better. And whoever's coaching the Lakers is going to have to learn how to coach smart. That's the reason why, when they beat Utah the other night, even Russell Westbrook, he had to play the game with that body bag dunk on Rudy Gobert. But mind you, the Lakers were down, I believe, by 9 in the fourth quarter. And if it wasn't for Frank Vogel making the decision to sit down Westbrook for the majority of the fourth quarter and letting Austin Reeves play the point guard, the Lakers probably would have lost that game. We know the turnover ratio between LeBron and Russell Westbrook. We see time and time again how Russell Westbrook in the fourth quarter tried to force so many plays. He only played a little over 3 minutes in that fourth quarter. And I think that was key because they didn't have that many turnovers and they were able to fight back and they got the W. Utah Jazz is a playoff team. So those are the types of wins that the Lakers are going to have to kind of round and put in bunches. We've seen them beat some roller coaster teams before, but the Lakers need to get a couple W's versus some playoff caliber teams. But it's going to have to come with great decision making. And I just don't see it with Frank Vogel. This road trip is going to mean and define a lot depending on how they play, the attitude. Frank Vogel is on a day-by-day basis. I honestly don't think that he's going to survive through this road trip. But we'll have to see. Yeah, Black Sheep, my guy, my brother, salute Black Sheep, Big Bird. He called Big Bird, AD, Anthony Davis. They saying that he should be returning sometime between this road trip that the Lakers got, this 6-game road trip coming up. I just don't see the significance in rushing AD back. Even when they play Brooklyn, you're not going to have Kevin Durant. Brooklyn's not going to have Kyrie Irving. So I don't see what's the need to really force them there. They do have to play Miami and Philly, a couple other solid teams on the East. But I just think that that's extra time for AD not to force him back. Of course, you're looking for chemistry and rhythm because him, LeBron, and Russell have not played that much this season. But the Lakers have no chance of doing anything this year, big time or long term, if AD is not present. And AD has to step it up. He has to step it up because even when he was on the court, he only averaged about 23 points a game. And that's not General Anthony Davis's numbers. I don't know, man. I don't want to force it though. You know what I mean? If they could use him because they got some playoff caliber teams in the Eastern Conference that the Lakers are going to be facing. So Black Sheep, you're right. They could definitely use him and need him. But if he gets re-injured, you can just cancel out the rest of the year. Even if Russell Westbrook, gets better with the turnovers, LeBron's playing pretty well. They need AD for a chance. And they need a good AD. So I just wouldn't rush it. You know what I mean? This is going to be the 4th year. We haven't seen a LeBron versus KD game in over 4 years. Yeah, but see, I like how you talk incomplete, Black Sheep. Black Sheep says LeBron plays no defense in late in games. But why is that? Let's talk about what he's being asked to do on the offensive side of the ball court. LeBron is in year 19. Yes, LeBron is not one of those guys that can sit down in a chair and lock you down in defense, but he can still chase. He still can chase you down. He can still play that safety position, so to speak, defensively. But at the end of the day, they need the offensive production from LeBron. They're not getting it from Russell. They're not getting it from Melo, and AD is not on the court. So even though you're right, Black Sheep, they need him. I don't think that's the answer defensively. I can't blame LeBron for that because of what's being asked of him on the offense. LeBron is 37 years old, year 19. And then you don't have your best player, playing with you. And then you got Russell Westbrook, who's the point guard, leading the league in turnovers. It's a tough call. Now, I can accept that. All right, man. Peace to my NBA family. It's your host, Seven Mitchell, with the Best of Seven Sports Talk. I just wanted to take this time out to say thank you to each and every one of you guys for so much support for the podcast. I hope you guys are really enjoying some of the outside the box angles we take, bringing you in these NBA storylines. Please don't forget to like and share. Most importantly, rate the podcast. You can follow us on social media. All the links will be in the description. And if you would like to contribute to the Best of Seven Sports Talk platform, we have merchandise available, as well as links for the merch, and donations will be all in the description. Once again, thank each and every one of you guys in the NBA community for supporting the show. This is Seven Mitchell with the Best of Seven Sports Talk. Let's talk some NBA action. LeBron needs to set the tone for the rest of the ball players. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to go no further than LeBron and AD takes you. So maybe LeBron James could definitely do a better job of, like you said, setting the tone, setting a standard defensively. But again, they don't have a bunch of rookies. Avery Bradley is a great defensive player. He knows what to do. Dwight Howard is a 3-time defensive player of the year. He's not even getting any minutes. So this goes back to Frank Vogel and the decision making. Just all over the place. Now, Black Sheep said LeBron needs to go back to the point guard and put Russell Westbrook at the 2 guard. But the Lakers was only successful when they brought LeBron down to the 5. But that's only going to be short term. That can't last forever. So we are seeing Frank Vogel directly and indirectly getting exposed. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting, but it start off tonight. They're at home versus the Indiana Pacers tonight. Then they go on that 6-game road trip on the East Coast. It's going to be very interesting, but they do expect Anthony Davis to come back soon. We're just going to have to see how that play out. I'm about to get up out of here, man. It's Seven Mitchell with the Best of Seven Sports Talk. Salute to everyone that tapped in with the live chat. I'll come back later on. We'll talk more NBA basketball. I just wanted to drop the news and an update on AD as well as Paul George. Paul George is going to be given a couple more weeks because of his ligament damage. So I don't know what the case is with the Clippers, but I will say I'm very surprised to see where the Clippers and the Lakers are currently based off of what my expectations was in the offseason. But we still got some basketball left. You guys are now rocking with the best. Salute to everybody out there. Make sure y'all subscribe to my bro, Black Sheep. Big up to my guy, Anthony, Atlanta since 82. Y'all stay safe. And I'm out of here. Peace, y'all.